Hi everyone and Happy New Year! I am back after taking a little break for holidays just to spend some time with my family, and today I'm playing with products from the latest release by Waffle Flower, and I'm going for a winter card, so you will be able to see some of the products from the new collection in action, and maybe you can pick a favorite. So I'm going to play with lots of dies, and this is one that has been released before, and it is one of my favorites just because it creates this wonderful background where you can build little scenes on all those squares and rectangles. Now there is also a matching stencil that you can place on top, which will allow you to create the little areas while keeping the in-between borders completely clean, so you can easily do some blending, and I will show you how to do that. Now you can definitely use this background as it is. Create your areas all over and then decorate them, stamp a sentiment in one of those little squares and stick it on top of a card. However, for my card today I'm going to separate all those areas, and you will see that when you cut them out they are going to look like postal stamps. And you can do some blending on them, you can decorate them, you can stamp a sentiment on them and mix and match them on top of your card. Or like I'm going to do today, I'm going to use two of the squares that I cut out and I will build a little scene, a little winter scene. Now of course, since I want to do some blending on top of this tiny little piece, it is very handy to use one of the grip mats by Waffle Flower. It is going to hold down not only the paper but the stencil as well. So I'm using my turquoise dye ink from my own collection with Samperia, and I'm going to build up a little scene. I'm just blending this color on top, and you can see that I even placed my ink pad on top of that grip mat just because it makes sure that it's not going to move all over the place. Now the idea here is to create kind of a background sky for my little scene, and you see how I end up having a little white border all around, keeping the areas clean, gives it a really finished look. Now from the second square that I cut out, I'm going to use my scissors and create kind of a snowbank so that I can place it at the bottom of my little scene. I will use some foam tape at the back and pop it on top of my sky. And now let's decorate this tiny little scene. For that I'm going to build a little winter scene using dies again from this die set, again from the latest collection. By the way, you will find everything I'm using, just like always, linked down below in the description. So as you can see, I went with a tree which I placed on top of the snowbank by using a tiny little foam square at the back so it is raised, and then I used the two deer, and one of them lays flat behind the snowbank back at the background, the other one is at the top. So I do end up having some dimension, and you can see that I cut out everything from white. Now I'm going to use this set with the nesting dies, and I will use one of them. You can use any one that you like. They are one after another. They are either having a lovely stitching all around or they have a little lace border. Now I'm going to place foam tape at the back of my postal stamp, and then I'm going to place it on top of my cardstock. By the way, I went with a grey cardstock because I want to add some snow details later on, which are going to show very subtle but still show at the background. So for that I'm bringing in my ribbons. These are the Snowflakes from my Christmas Plus collection. This was released for Christmas, but nevertheless you can use it for a winter card definitely, since it is just full of snowflakes in different colors. So I'm going with the white ones and I'm just going to apply them at the background. For a similar look you can definitely stamp snowflakes with a white ink pad, or you can even emboss white snowflakes in the background, or if you want you can go the easy way and just splatter some ink on top, which I'm going to do later on. The white on grey is really subtle and I absolutely love the soft look, and I did add a bunch of those snowflakes on my background. And now let's work on the sentiment. I did use one of the dies from the same set to cut out this circle, and then from the stamp set there is a lovely sentiment that says "Thanks so much," which I'm going to stamp at the center of this circle. I didn't get the best stamping impression just because I didn't ink up my stamp very well, but I don't bother with details like this one. I'll just continue as if it is perfect. So I added a tiny foam dot at the back and I'm going to stick it on top of my little scene, and then I used this die from a previous release, and from this one I absolutely love the bunch of leaves and elements that are around the flowers. I keep on using them to decorate my cards again and again, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to stick a couple of them on two different sides just to frame the little scene and add some extra detail. And of course on a winter card I just have to add some splatters. Lately I like to use calligraphy ink, white calligraphy ink. It stays nice and bright over any type of medium that you have underneath. I'm going to use a very thin brush and just splatter all over the place, making sure of course that all those splatters also fall on my sky. Now I'm going to place this panel on top of my card base. I have a white card base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then as a finishing touch I'm going to add some dots at the center of the ribbon snowflakes by using my white contour liner. This is going to add some dimension. They are going to look like lovely pearls, and I'm going to call this card done. Don't forget to like the video, to leave me a comment. The list of supplies is available in the description. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired, and here are some close-up photos on the card that I made for today. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.